AITA for not wanting to split expenses proportional to income? I live with my boyfriend in a flat he owns, fully paid off. His father gave it to him. The whole building was built 6 years ago and it's in a very popular area. I pay my boyfriend half of the market rate rent, which we update every year by looking how much the flats are being rented out for in the building complex. Which is a lot of money, but I agreed to it. Other than this, we did everything else 50-50 in the past. I got a new job with a significant pay increase and now my boyfriend says we should start splitting expenses proportional to income, because that's fair. I told him I don't think it's fair that I should start paying for more, just because I got a new job and nothing else changed. I already pay him enough rent that would get me a same-sized flat a few streets away, so it's more than fair to him. He made some, in my opinion, very weak arguments and accused me of ripping him off. That's when I told him that under no circumstances we will split expenses proportional to income. Now that I've calmed down a bit, I'm worried whether I'm in the wrong. Especially since my best friend told me that this is how they do it with her boyfriend too, and my boyfriend owning the flat is irrelevant here. AITA? NTA. I'd tell him you're okay splitting expenses proportional to income. But rent isn't an expense you guys have to pay, so you'll no longer be paying him rent. NTA. He was already a borderline asshole charging you full market rate, which implies a profit for him. This shows his true character and it is not good. Why are you paying rent to him if there is no mortgage payment or rent due? You're just giving him free money. I say this as someone who owns a house outright and has my so living with me. They don't pay rent. I wouldn't dream of charging rent to them when I don't have to pay anything. We split property taxes twice a year and that's it. Your boyfriend is using you. He's a damn leech. NTA. He's accusing you of ripping him off because he is trying to rip you off. NTA at all. Consider this analogy. When figuring out child support in my state, each spouse's income is totaled up to see what proportion of child support each pays. And if one spouse receives free housing as part of their job, the value of that is calculated into their income. So your boyfriend's income is whatever he earns in his job, plus the full market value of his housing. That means the full monthly rental value. You pay him half that value already, so he has to add that, plus his half, as income. That's how we do it here. But free yourself from this brat and get your own place. NTA. He owns the unit outright. He doesn't have to pay a mortgage or rent. I could see splitting utilities, upkeep, taxes, etc. 50-50 since you both live there, but you paying 50% of the market rate for rent is just him taking your money. Does your BF work, or are you his source of income? NTA, but the math isn't mathing. So you pay him rent on a home that has no mortgage or rent, and then he pays for his half of the other bills using the rent money he receives from you. So effectively, you're most likely already paying more than half of your expenses. If you do agree to pay the bills in proportion to your income, he needs to agree to stop charging you rent. That's fair. NTA. You are telling me he owns this apartment and is still making you pay rent. What is he doing with that money? He is profiting off of living with you. Your boyfriend owning the apartment is not irrelevant here. Hey, my only tenant just paid rent. Wanna go grab dinner? We can go halvesies BF probably. Why are you paying rent for a fully paid off living space? That's fucking weird. Your boyfriend sucks. NTA. The flat is paid for and you're still paying rent? That's weird AF and he is ripping you off if anything. I get splitting food, bills but rent on an already paid off flat? NTA. You're paying him rent for an apartment he owns outright. He's your landlord and you don't proportionally split things with your landlord. NTA. It'd be one thing if he was paying a mortgage. His daddy paid for him and now he's profiting off you. Find a new place and a new boyfriend. Wait a second. If the flat is paid for, what is he using the money you are giving him for? Probably to pay his share of the utilities, so she's really paying for all of it. Wait, so you pay rent to him as if you're occupying a same-size space all alone? A same-sized space a few streets away could be yours, all by yourself? Sign the damn lease, lady. Your current landlord has been ripping you off. Where's his equivalent rent contribution? You're both living there. Your portion of the rent value should be half at most. Curious if there are other ways he's been taking advantage of you financially? NTA edit. I misread the op. She's paying half of the market rate. Still not great, because market rate includes a profit for the landlord and it's icky to profit off your partner. Bad. But less bad than I had thought. I still say NTA. NTA he's ripping you off. He doesn't even have a mortgage to pay, he's straight out profiting on you and increasing your rent based on your paycheck is such a BS. It's not like your landlord would ask you to pay more just because you earn more, especially since your rent is already market adjusted. I'm very much not a fan of treating partners like tenants. I'm a property owner and always let my exes live with me for less than half of the utility costs. That's it. So I'm biased towards whoever charges their partner rent. But trying to make it proportional when he has the flat paid in full, and not even with his money, is extra shitty. Ditch his gold digger ass and find yourself a man that isn't relying on being given money from family and one that doesn't have the desire to earn his money off you. Splitting things by income, wouldn't that mean you don't pay him rent, as he doesn't have to pay any? I'd start renting that flat that's a few streets down and maybe consider continuing the relationship from that position to see how things develop, but being real. Guy sounds like an asshat.